Yeah, here you can see, guys, this is the complete thing that you need to provide access, guys. Whether it is view or edit, appropriately you have to provide access to the concerned people, guys. Let me give edit access to this permission role. You can see it's already there, guys. You don't need to worry about that. Yes, this is the option that you have to grant if at all you don't have access to the concerned people in your project implementation, guys. Let me go ahead and click on done. So once you provide the granted the required permissions to the people, so you have to go ahead and trigger the new global assignment for the employee. So how you are going to do that? Again, it's the same action, guys. You have to search for the employee. Select the employee and go to their current employment information. Once you are here, click on take action. You can see here there is an option called as add global assignment details. Click on add global assignment details, and this is the option, guys. You can see here it's the same thing as add new employee, which is your concurrent employment. Sorry, guys. And select this add global assignment details. Click on add global assignment, and it's most appropriate. Basically nothing but you are doing a data assignment, guys. Population of data, you can see here short-term, long-term assignment. Click on long-term assignment, and what is the start date? Let's say you are starting it today. What is the plan end date? Let me go to December or November, anything, guys. This is end date, and to which company you are transferring this employee. Let's say you are transferring this employee to
and Raghu, if you want to keep it open-ended, then
pardon? Open-ended?
I mean,
yeah, you have to go ahead and make this as optional.
Okay.
Kavita.
But by default, it will come as a mandatory field.
Yeah, yes, by default it is a mandatory field. Even though like you don't know the date, right? You'll just put an arbitrary date over there. Yeah, that is how people used to that. Later, if you want to end it, right, you go to the assignment and you'll just click on end date the employment when to the date whatever you are interested.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And again the same thing, guys. Nothing new. You have to just go ahead and populate the data. It will trigger. You can see the same screen, guys.
Can we put 311299 there? That allows that?
Yeah, it will allow. Now you have to populate the calendar, guys. I don't think so. It is there. 1 second. No, till this only it is allowing, guys.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to go ahead and populate all these mandatory details, guys. That is when you will see the new. You can create a new global assignment for the employee, guys. It's pretty much a similar fashion, guys, how your concurrent employment works, but I just want to show you like this feature is available and you can go ahead and utilize that, guys. And obviously, like every organization has their own requirements around this, your concurrent employment and the global assignments, adding a couple of custom fields, and they will ask, most of the time they will ask you to write some automation, and you have to rely on your business rules engine to write those rules, guys. To auto populate some date fields, to auto populate some custom fields. Those things you have to rely on your business rules to populate those fields, guys. So saying that,
Raghu, this manage global assignment and concurrent thing, that's a standard screen, is it?
Yes.
What offers?
It's a standard. It's a standard functionality and it's a standard screen, whatever we are seeing here.
Okay, so can we also load the data like how we do other employee imports and all that?
Yes, you can do that.
Okay. So that, and we don't have to deal with anything with XML files here, right? For these things, because they're already in the standard. So we can just go ahead and add custom fields in instance itself, and no need to do anything in XML, right?
It's not required because it is relevant to the employee data, right? You have to select the appropriate object. Like say if you are talking about new employment details, yes, you can have to go ahead and go to the job information section, whatever it may be. Say if you want to add a couple of new fields in your job information section, yes, you go to the business configuration UI and add a couple of new fields as per your requirement, and this they will be shown up on the screen, guys.
Okay.
You don't need to work on, like, try to see whether that if the field belongs to your section data model. Yes, you don't need to work on XML file, guys. That's the blind rule, because your BCUI is the alternative to your section data model XML file, guys.
Okay, yeah. So all these comes under employee data, right?
Exactly.
So it comes, yeah, okay, so
correct.
Okay.
Yeah. And just to answer your question, where you are going to import your global assignments in a mass fashion using a CSV file is like, if you go to your administration tools, and basically you have something like, yeah, here you see there should be an option for your, you can see here there is a global assignment option, employment details, where it is.
Oh, okay.
It's gone somewhere. Yeah, you can see here employment details and the global assignment. Yeah, this is the option that you have to select, guys, to mass import a couple of employees global assignment at the same time. You can see you can get in a template from here, like that. You have to import this is like, it's basically you're doing an import of the employee data, right? That is the reason you can see under the employee import option itself, guys.
Okay, got it. Thanks.
Yeah, okay. And one more feature associated with your employee central is the data management, guys. Basically, if you want to purge your data, employee data, yes, you can go ahead and purge your employee data, and there are certain criteria or set of data that you can purge with your employee central, guys. And you can see here, let me go to data management. You see here, you have to basically, there are two steps, guys. One is you have to create your purge rule, and the other thing is like you have to go ahead and approve that purge request. And yes, once you approve that, right, the rule whatever we created, let's say, let me show you this rather than telling you, right? It's a straightforward solution, guys. I don't need to explain anything here. And you can see, let's say purge inactive user. Select the purge inactive user and name it in whatever fashion that you are interested. You can see here, select multiple users or select single user. It's basically like you are trying to prepare the data that you want to delete from the system, guys. Select multiple users and what is inactive time. Let's say all the employees who are inactive for the last 90 days or 30 days. Let's say you don't want to go with inactive time, rather you want to go with high data specific to country, or let's say you want to upload some couple of employees manually. You can see here, you can just go and prepare a CSV file. You can see download example file. It will give the template. It's basically like the user IDs of the employees, guys. You see here, only the one column, which is like user ID. You have to populate the employees user IDs in the SuccessFactors Employee Central module. And once you did that, let's say I'm going to select the multiple users based on, you can see, let's say based on their what it is. Let me go ahead and select this thing, guys. No. Give me a second, guys.
So Raghu, this is like a standard report in SAP, like where we delete personal numbers, right? Is it similar to that?
No, it is. What it happens is like, yeah, it works in similar lines, like deleting your employee data, but you can see here, it is not only your employee data. You can delete any of the specific category. Like say you don't want to delete the employee, purge inactive user, but you want to delete the their goals, a specific employee goals. Because of some reason you want to delete their employee goals, or if you want, because of some reason you want to delete their learning activities or anything, these criteria, right, you can see here, all these criteria is going to be applicable. It's not only the employee data.
Okay.
Yeah.
And these criteria are all like standard and auto-populated. Can
Correct.
we also add what we want? Is this screen totally customizable or it's just standard?
No, Kavita. We cannot customize this particular screen, or we don't even have an option to populate some data here. Some new drop-down list, right? It's not possible, Kavita.
Smita here, Raghu. Yeah.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, sorry. Yeah.
No problem. Yeah. So okay. So got it.
Yeah.
This is totally standard. Okay.
Yeah, this is pretty much standard, guys. Only thing is like we have to go ahead and use those rules and trigger like auto-populate these things. That's it.
Okay.
And let's say you can see here if you want to schedule it, or if you want to, let's say if you want to add a, let me add myself as approval. You see here, this is my request to delete this employee record, and this is the employee record, and what criteria. And if you want to exclude some users based on the criteria that you selected, yes, you can go ahead and exclude those users. But let me keep it as straightforward. Launch it, guys. You can see here, this is how it is going to be. And let me go here. Where is the approval list? Request waiting for approval. You can see purge PM or SM data. That is what I selected. No, not this one, guys. Click on maintenance monitor option, guys. It's still not available, guys. You can see all the requests waiting for approvals. You see here. This is the history, guys. The people that has been deleted from this system. You can see all the purge requests that has been raised in the system. You can see all those things, and at the same time, it should come up, guys. It will come up like in a minute or two. You can see here. Yes, now you are able to see it here, guys. Correct. You can see here. Right now you are able to see which we were not able to see earlier, but right now you are able to see here. And if you want to see the criteria, yes, you can go have a look at the criteria, and yes, you are purging inactive user. And there might be like if you want to review the report, yes, you can go ahead and view the report. 01 of approved request. Let me go ahead and approve it. Yeah, that's it, guys. It's as simple as that. You just need to see know, yes, there is an option to purge your data, your employment data in your SuccessFactors system, guys.
And who is going to approve? The approvers we are going to add, is it?
Yes, correct. No, yeah,
okay.
It's you can go ahead and add your own approver, or like say if you want to trigger like an approver based on some criteria, like say your manager is going to be a default approver. Yes, you can go ahead and do that. But basically, like you have to write a workflow for this particular thing, guys.
Yeah.
Okay. One more question. Does it go under audit trail or
it will go under the audit trail? Yes. Everything like in your SuccessFactors, right? Yes. Whatever the action that you are doing it, right? That will be logged in the audit trail log, guys. It's one more thing. Let me. Sorry.
But Raghu, do we have a control like which things we can audit, or it's like audit by default everything?
No, by default everything, like it's the capability provided by SuccessFactors, right? Everything is going to be logged under that. Even your login details, where from you are logging, and all these details, like what action that you are doing, those things. So let me show you whether it is activated or not. Not this one, guys. Usually it will come under your reports. Let me activate that, and I'll show you like a couple of logs in that, guys. How it looks like. Where is your? Go to your analytics. Let me check, guys, whether it is activated or not. Otherwise, I'll activate and I'll show you.